Hello everyone and welcome back. And also hello. We are live going into another tribal council, just making our way on down here to the very familiar tribal council area. Have had tons of people voted out in this game so far, and green is gonna file on in here now. So we are going to let you see them as they come on in. I'm sorry, not green. Pink. Pink is coming back yet again. Pink filing in to their tribal council.
Welcome back, friends. Welcome back. Sarah, I'll start with you. It's a difficult challenge with you and Sarah kind of being the two that could communicate. Everyone else were your robots, for lack of a better term. It seemed like communication went awry. Sarah's not here to defend herself. I just want you to speak to what happened in that challenge.
I had trouble keeping track of where everyone was at, and they wanted to go, and I felt bad because I kept running into the tree because I kept getting distracted by the colors. And really what happened was Sarah accidentally gave us the second column twice in a row. Slightly different versions, but they basically found that out on the second way all the way through, that all of it had to be shifted down, and then we were missing colors still at the end. We got to those last final couple of columns and the colors didn't match up with what they were telling me, and I didn't have those tiles. So it was frustrating for sure, especially because I was trying to communicate to Sarah across the field and also make sure these people didn't get hurt with their blindfolds on.
Do you feel like with Sarah not being here, do you feel like challenge performance is going to come into this? Are you worried that you're kind of on the hook for this? Hope not.
I tried my hardest, but
Okay.
I understand everyone has to do what they can do at this point. I think we all agree that if Sarah were here, we could have talked it through with her and figured out, what went wrong. But it is what it is. She got to go to exile, so.
Yeah. Speaking of Sarah at exile, brings me to you, Steph. So last tribal council we saw John go. Sarah's not here. That leaves you as the lone blue representative, original Masardis tribe here. How does that make you feel? You feel like you're on the chopping block?
Yeah. I got a garbage bag full of my stuff because my bag broke. So hope that, I can, I don't have to take the trash out, which is me. So hopefully that's not it. But there's green here, and I'm blue. Katie's, originally from pink. So obviously I'm concerned, it's just obvious.
Yeah, you bring up a good point. There's a lot of green here. Katie, you can read the numbers here. It's 4-1-1. How do you kind of approach that?
I talk to people and hope that people are being honest, and I've been here a lot, but this is definitely I'm the most scared right now, so we'll see how this goes.
Okay. So what are you saying to people? There's a hypothetical merge sometime in the future. There's a lot of game left to be played. So, what is the benefit for Green to vote someone else other than you, maybe one of their own right now?
I think that I'm guessing that people think that it's impressive that I lasted so long as my tribe dwindled, and I'm not going to not own that. I think that is impressive, and I'm not going to try to talk anyone out of that. However, that's pre-merge, and there's a lot of game, and everyone has seen how I've done in challenges. I don't have many, if one, probably none, challenge immunities ahead of me. I'm going to go for it because that's my personality and that's who I am, to never give up. However, I think me going for it is not as good as a lot of other people's going for it. So my pre-merge story doesn't really matter up to this point.
Yeah.
I think people have to focus on what's to come.
Okay. Chris, this is actually the first time you're eligible to be voted out. You're immune at your first tribal council. You're on exile while we did our first one today with this group. So how do you feel? You feel like you are in the game, or you feel like because you haven't been able to go, you're kind of a little bit removed?
I feel like I'm completely in the game still. I just got lucky and got that first immunity, and my tribe didn't go to immunity for a while. And then got lucky again being sent to exile last night. In the game of Survivor, you gotta have a little bit of luck on your side. So I think anyone would take any luck that they can get moving forward.
Yeah? Okay. Caitlin, the exile twist is kind of rearing its head a lot today. Are you guys taking note of who's bringing who, and how does that kind of affect your voting decisions? I mean, that's probably telling you guys a lot of things.
Yeah, we've definitely all noticed, like, who's going with who to exile, like, maybe what they're getting out of exile, and then who they can share that with. I think that isn't going to play as much of a factor in, like, votes moving forward as much as it just kind of shows where alliances definitely are.
Okay. So you haven't been picked to go
No.
either by the other tribe or by being pulled by the person
Yeah.
that's going. Do you feel like that means that you're lacking a strong bond with someone?
No, I
Okay.
don't think that's true at all. I think a game of luck on your side sometimes. It just hasn't happened for me yet. Doesn't mean I won't go. Doesn't mean I don't have strong bonds with other people.
It's not always a good thing too, I'm sure. Rob, so we looked at it one way. We have the 4 green, the 2 odd ones out. Other way to look at it, obviously, is you and Chris are on the potential outs here if there are 4 ladies that team up here. So are you guys approaching this in that way or viewing it at all that way?
To be honest, I haven't thought about it that
Okay.
way. I don't know. I think with this particular challenge tribal combo is a difficult one because the challenge happened. We were all blindfolded. We couldn't see what was actually happening. Who was, if there was an issue with Sarah or what was going on, and then immediately we're thrust into the exile pick and back and forth with that, and then we had like 15 minutes to discuss. It was really kind of all happening really quickly. So, I think anybody, is vulnerable tonight. I mean, I think at this point in the game, if you think you're immune, you shouldn't be thinking that going into any tribal. So, I mean, we'll see. That's all I can say.
I'm gonna go back to you one more time. We're middle of day 3. I don't think it's unfair to say that there was a little bit of testiness between everyone during the challenge. I mean, can you speak to a little bit about the sleep deprivation, the food deprivation? How is it affecting how you're treating other people? How is it affecting, how you're remembering things, thinking through things? Like, how is that really hitting you today?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's one of those things that I'm sure everybody is experiencing, so it kind of levels the playing field in that sense. I mean, some tribes have had a few more rewards than others, but I mean, yeah, the sleep deprivation, getting a few hours of sleep a night, waking up constantly, neck pain, back pain, especially after that challenge. I'm sure everybody last night was aching.
Especially you.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, it was one of those things that's just like, yeah, like this is just part of the game. You got to just kind of, chug through it. I mean, everybody's going through it. It's not like one person is experiencing it and the others aren't. It's pretty much, constant all around. So it's just part of the game.
Okay. Does anyone else have anything to say?
Nope.
All right. Let's get to the vote. Rob, you're up.
All right, away goes Rob. First of 6 pink players at this tribal eligible to vote. We're gonna step away, discuss what we just heard. Lots to talk about. Lots to discuss. I'm so stressed. I'm so stressed right now. Okay. So we're gonna come on over to our usual sunny spot. Not much shade out here. So let's see. Okay guys, so maybe I can, I don't know. Oh, hi. Okay, I can finally see the screen so I can see your questions and comments. So, oh my god. Okay. Lots to discuss. So, here's the tea right now. Obviously, we do have 4 green here at this tribal council. 4 original green at this nuPink. So, we have Rob, Ciara, Caitlin, and Chris all together in a tribal together. So you might think that all 4 of them will be voting together. I do not know if that is happening because conversely, there is also a girls' alliance that has been, I think, formed between the girls on the tribe. So in this case, Caitlin, Ciara, Steph, and Katie. Steph and Katie, each the only people that are from their original new tribes. So right now I have been told that Ciara and Caitlin, being the 2 girls that are also from Old Green, are in the middle and will be the ones determining which way this tribal goes. I am told that potentially the names out there are Chris, if the Girls Alliance sticks together, or possibly Steph, if the Girls Alliance does not and Green stays Old Green strong. You could see the stress and the concern written all over Steph's face at that tribal. She looked near tears. So I really don't know what's gonna happen. One of the viewers earlier, I think Michael, pointing out that Ciara appeared to be giving Steph a lot of like nonverbal cues that she was gonna be okay. So, you know, of course, we just really don't know. I did notice that Ciara seemed to be smiling at Steph when Steph was answering a question. So I don't know if she's just capable of doing that right before voting someone out, or she was doing it because she knows that she is not writing Steph's name down. I don't know, but I guess we're about to find out how much of a cold-blooded killer Ciara might be. So that is basically the breakdown. We did hear a little earlier Ciara kind of, you know, again, encouraging and supporting Rob, calling out his really huge effort last night, which leads me to believe that Ciara and Rob might be, you know, like kind of closer on green than maybe her and Chris are, but I don't know. I'm real stressed because I feel like this vote is really going to shape a lot of the remainder of the game. You know, either it will shatter old tribal lines and the new things that I'm sorry. Ciara's husband in the chat saying Ciara regularly lies and says, "I'm happy that you're my husband." Be wary. All right, well, we have a testimonial over here. But yeah, we'll see. This is going to really shape the game. As I said, this will either shatter old tribal lines and allow these new budding alliances to be formed going, you know, forward, or they will just stick with tribal lines and stay color and numbers strong. So we will see. Kind of seeming like potentially Sarah might have been the vote had she not gone to exile. A lot of people seeming to piece together that Sarah messed up that challenge for them by giving them wrong information. So I don't know, but here we go. I'm so nervous. I'm so stressed. This is such a huge vote. So we're gonna see what we have in store, coming right on over back to the tribal council area. Last person appears to be voting now. So coming back into the tribal council area for Pink's second vote of the day. Caitlin back, she has cast her vote, which means all 6 players for Pink here at Tribal have now cast their votes. Cameron stepping away to gather the votes. And now we wait. All right, here comes the voting urn.
If anybody has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play one, now would be the time to do so. Okay, I'll get to the votes. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. The person will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. First vote, Kate. Second vote, Ciara. Third vote, Katie. Fourth vote, Steph. That's 2 votes Katie, 1 vote Steph, 1 vote Ciara. Fifth vote, Steph. That's 2 votes Steph. Sixth vote, the next person voted out of Can You Survive 2021, Katie.
Great game, guys. You know who I want next.
Katie, drive is spoken.
Thank you.
Oh, all right. Oh. All right, we're just gonna follow Katie on down the way in a bit. Just gonna let her and Alan have her moment. Here. All right, so we're just gonna get some last words with Katie. Take as much time as you want. First, we're gonna keep walking down the way to collect yourself, and then when you're ready, you'll just be able to share with us.
I can go if you want.
Okay, so let's just go a little further, just so we're a little bit farther away from the camp. Okay, and then you can just go ahead and stand right here in the shade. So this is your chance to just kind of share whatever's on your mind with the viewers, and then I'll ask you a couple questions at the end.
That was so fun. What a blast.
First tribe, we didn't do so well. We got to standing here. I fought. I kept fighting. It was between me and Ciara and apparently Steph. I didn't know that. Probably trying to flush an idol. I just had revealed to, as a last-ditch effort, to Chris and Rob that I was married to Alan because I knew that they were all working together. Rob was like, "What? What's your kid's name?" I was like, "Quinn." He was like, "Oh my god, oh my god." And Chris was like, "He's my brother. We're going to a Pats game." So I thought I had him. I don't really know what happened, but I think what happened is if I got any further, maybe I would have won. So, or been up for it. So, good move.
Yeah, so you made it all the way to day 3. You had, oh my god, sorry, I'm gonna get emotional too. You had a really, really tough journey to make it to this point. Pink lost a lot of tribals. You had to be super resilient. You really just had to bring it. There's just so much for you to be proud of out here. So just, if you could share with us something that you're just the most proud of about yourself in this experience.
I'm the most proud of never giving up and being on the outs a couple times and saying, no, Alan's on the other side, Alan's on the other side, figure a way out of this, and trusting my instinct. I do wonder at the Logan vote if I should have been more open and said, Logan, use your idol, and just kind of known that alliance to be true. But I've learned a lot about myself, that I can survive outside with my pink nails, my pink pants. I can still do it. So I really miss my son, and I'm happy to be with my husband. So
Yeah, absolutely. And can you share with us just maybe a favorite moment or favorite experience you had out here?
there was lots, but when it was me, Alex, Waylon, and Angela left, we just were all up there, and we thought we had made it to swap, and we're like so relieved. And we were giggling and saying, we gotta stay strong when we get back together. With this whole plan, we were making fake idols. The drone was over us. We're like, we got this. And we walked down, and then the best experience turned into the worst experience when we realized we're not swapping, and we're going to challenge again with 4 of us. And that was the hardest voting Alex out. So, yeah. I don't even know if I just answered your question. I forget what the question
No,
was.
you did. Yeah, you did a great job. And then just to wrap up, obviously you were playing for an incredible cause. So if you just want to shout it out, let the viewers know who you're playing for one more time.
Type 1 juvenile diabetes, JDFR. They do great research for type 1 diabetes. Juvenile diabetes obviously impacts children. Adults can get it too. It's called late onset juvenile diabetes. So, support the cause.
All right. Thank you so much, Katie. I'm going to leave you with all these guys, and we're going to step away. Whew. All right, emotions running super high. With all of this, you know, these players, you know, put a lot on the line to come out here playing for such incredible causes and have such a passion for the game that it's getting harder and harder to watch them go, because, you know, it is harder and harder for them to not be in the game anymore. So yeah, what a shocking tribal council. Shocking for me. Obviously I maybe had super outdated information, I don't know, but yeah, but an incredible game by Katie. She had such a rough road, and you know, just wow, what a champ. So we are gonna let you go for now. We have, what do we have next? I actually don't remember what is next, but something will be happening. It will be another challenge. Yeah, so stick around with us. Take a little breaky break, but make sure your notifications are on so that you can tune in when the action starts again. So yeah, come back. Lots more Survivor to be played. Lots more game to enjoy. So signing off, and we will see you again in a little bit.